Everybody. Good afternoon, and hopefully you will enjoy this YouTube video. I'm going to show some pages that I've done with the cascading spacers, and it's more of me just a show and tell instead of a technique showing. But I wanted to, let me go ahead and change my camera quick. But as I said, I'm Connie Skaggs, an independent Creative Memories advisor from Ladson, South Carolina. I'm right outside of Charleston. So anyway, let's change my camera so I can be able to show you some things and some other newer things that we have. Okay, I can see that I need to zero in here a little bit. All right, so these are our spacers, and they come in this nice bag that zips up. And so there's also a ring. I don't know that they come with the ring. I think you can get the rings. And so, but I'm going to take one of these off. But these are, A, B, C through H. And they're different sizes according to how close you want a peekaboo pocket to lay against the next one. And it makes a difference in the spacing that's behind it. So because I want to show you what it's like because I used the D and these back, do that better and be able to show you the ones that I worked on. Uh, and I just think it's really interesting. And then these little clips here, which is our multi-purpose clip, I use that on the end to hold it. And I'll always show you that. But these come, like they're $18 for a pack. And so, and I forget the ring, I think is $5 if you get that. It came with a booklet showing the different things. And so I've just copied out of the booklet my basic instructions of showing you which place that you would go. And so I wanted to use 6 of the big Peekaboo pockets, the 6 by 12. And so it says here, use spacer D. So that is the one I have, is D. And so I also, this is 1.20 inches, and I wrote out here that it's 1 3/16 inch. So, I kind of done that ahead of time, so I knew exactly what I was needing. But it'll tell you the different sizes and the different ones, whether it's a 1.5 or 2 inch space. Like this one's 2 inch, and you would only need 4 pockets. So anyway, and over here would be whether you wanted to do 4 by 6 or 6 by 4. And laying those out. So it's a lot of different ways to use these. But I want to show you the things that I've done. I just finished one up with pictures in it. And so the rest of them are kind of blank. And I'm actually going to teach this at my NSD next week, National Scrapbook Day event that we're having. And so this is one piece of paper. And then I've put this another piece of paper. This is from Winter Bliss. And then the other sheet of paper that's like it is in the back because I wanted it to show through whenever you're flipping, and I'll show you how that works. So I cut a piece that was 6 inches, and then these other little ones, they are the 1 3/16 of an inch. You cut them, um, and so, and then you would place them on solid paper or other paper that you want to use, and that becomes your insert because each of these are 6 by 12. I just decorated the front a little bit to just show, and I said snow 2025. I should have used our inks and kind of highlighted those. I just didn't. And so, but that's something you can do. I only put foam squares on, and it was the thin foam squares on this just to give it a little depth on the outside. I didn't want to use it a lot on the inside. So whenever you open this, then we've got this page, and I pull it out and put the pictures on, and then this is your next page, and you put this strip on. Well, these are exactly, so when I first do this first one, it goes right on the outside of a top loading page. And so you can use regular pages. It's just the instructions are a tiny bit different, and there's plenty of videos out there. And then I use this little, well, dropped it. So I have to get another one. But anyway, I just used this little multi-purpose clip, and it just kind of holds that steady. And then this is butted up against because it's like a T-square. And so then when I got ready to put this one on, I just had to lay it right up against that, and that went in there perfect. And so that was a good way, to do this. And that's why these spacers are so wonderful. Now, you can put different size pictures on it. I just didn't want this covered, so that's the reason this guideline or this little strip is on top of this 6-inch piece of cardstock. I just want a plain cardstock because I picked something that would go with it, and then my photos are already matted this way. You can use mats. You can add different colors if you want to. You've got still, this is, let's see, should be about, yeah, about 4 3/4 inches wide, where you've got place to put your pictures. And this one is a full 6 inches. And over here, I actually put a sticker on this one because I just kind of like that even out. Room for, journaling, a few little stickers here and there. I didn't do a lot. I've got places. This with the little birds, there were several of these smaller ones. And so I was able to do that. Loved it. And we have these cardinals that are in our backyard all the time, these pairs, and they are wonderful. And yeah, I just love seeing them all year round. And so then I done some journaling here, and me, I just write right on the cardstock that's there. I don't worry about that. One day, I know my girls will love seeing my handwriting because they'll remember that. I'm not the best writer in the world, but it doesn't bother me. And so if it bothers you, then, print on something first and then put it in there. You can do it either way. We have these write-on strips that are perfect. You can put them on there and then line them up and put them in there. They come white, cream, and black. So easy to do. But anyway, I want you to see, in this, I've done ovals. I had all these. My husband was taking pictures of me outside feeding the birds. I was in my boots, which I don't wear very often. And so, anyway, they were here. And when we have snow in South Carolina, and we're down on the coast, that's a rare occasion. And so, anyway, we take a lot of pictures then and enjoy it for a day or two. And so, because we can't take care of snow down here, we don't have salt trucks. We have some salt that we mix with sand because sand is the only thing, and most of our bridges get shut down. It's just, that's a life of living on the peninsula. And so I've done some journaling here because I loved feeding the birds. I wanted to do some on the top of the soil so that others could see it. And I've done a few little dots here and there so it looks like birdseed out. So, and then here's my last page. This is down inside. I just pulled that page out and done it right where I needed it and finished up here. And so this has got about 32 pictures in it on one page. And then, of course, my back page, I finished up with a game that we played at a retreat called Scrap Around the Table. You take 2 or 3 of your pictures or 4 pictures. You start your page. You might have your color that you want. And then you leave your supplies there. You leave your pictures there. 10 minutes later, bell rings. And everybody plays like musical chairs. You just rotate around the table and somebody else is working on your photos and your layout. And so then this ends up having 3 or 4 different people that work on it before our time runs out. And so anyway, we've enjoyed doing that. It's a fun thing to do. I had made this border. I just had some embellishments out. I started with my background paper. I think they kept the background paper, but then they used other paper that I had out. And so it didn't come out anything like I started, but it turned out really nice. So anyway, I want to show you because it's not very thick. Yes, these overlay, but how many pictures could you get on? Could you get 30 pictures on 2 pages? I don't think so. And if I count my back one, so that makes them probably about 36, 38 pictures. I hadn't went through even counted them. So that is how the cascading pages work. That's how our spacers work. And I just wanted to show you that as a design. Now I'm going to show you a couple others that I've done. And because I got carried away, I've got some events that I want to scrapbook. I want to put several in. the album at once. And so this was from the Secret Box, #1 this year. I believe it's still available. It's at full price, but it has such pretty sunshine, sunshine border punch, sunshine burst frame punch, I believe it was called. Anyway, you can see how this design goes all the way across. Well, I I earned the incentive trip last year, and so I was able to go to Cancun, and so I took some pictures. Others took pictures. We were able to join them all together under one site, and so there was like all these pictures with had sunsets or out over the water, and so I've got a lot of those that I processed. And so I picked the yellow because it just made them look good. It popped. I even took a few of my pictures out so I could be sure which color worked the best. And so these definitely work, I think, the best on this. And so I used the same design, 6 of our Peekaboo pockets of the 6x12, and I love it. We also sat around the pool, and this is from Poolside from last summer. And so we would sit around the pool. We'd be in the water, out of the water on the Chase Lounge or whatever, little fancy drinks there, and just having a lot of good conversation. I picked the dark sea green because it just went really well with this. Plus, I looked at my pictures, and this went well with most people's bathing suits or the colors of the water that was in the background. And so that will show through very good, and it'll just make them pop. And so this is all, even though it's like just a busy paper, I'll put something here about it. I'll put a title. I might put a one of our mats on here and where I can journal about it or tell or a certain saying. That'd be great. And so, and I might say by the pool or something like that with letters down through there. Another one that I did, this is from an old paper pack called Sky and Water. And but we took pictures out on the beach and took some team pictures together. And I thought this is going to look great, in which I could even put another sunset one in here. But we were out on the beach one morning taking some group shots. We got pictures of our feet and everything, and I used the light blue in it. And so, just because you have some old paper, get it out and use it. I wondered what I was going to use this landscape paper for. Well, now I know, and it's going to go in my Cancun album. And you might think, well, that's 3 of those that's going to be going in your Cancun album. That still won't be very much. And if I'm doing 40, say 35 to 40 pictures a thing, 3 pages are going to be over 100 pictures. I can't get 100 pictures in a whole album sometimes. So also we done a festival that we went to at Memkin Abbey here, that's in South Carolina and up in Monk's Corner. And they have in November and parts of December, they have their grounds all open, and anybody can come, but you have to register to go. And they have nativities that are made special for this, or they're on loan from other people, other places, other countries. There was, I think, almost every country was represented this last year. Their thoughts was it was nativities made out of wood or anything that was wood related. They were fantastic. Some of them was tiny, some of it was, I thought one of the best ones was, I believe it was from Thailand, and they had the little basket that from the rice fields, and the little huts are up on stilts, and then they had the little basket with the little, representing baby Jesus in it. And I just thought how appropriate. It was just wonderful to see all these different countries and things and their flair on it. The ones from Switzerland, oh my goodness, they were fantastic. So anyway, I thought I would probably do something here, tell what it was and the date we went. And, but this nativity paper was from Star of Wonder, which was one of our Black Friday bundles last November, October, November. And so when I saw that, I knew exactly what I was going to take and use it for. And I used navy in here, so it'll pop. I thought the green was a good accent. If I don't like my pictures against that, I'll just put a piece of navy cardstock in there to match the rest of it. And so you can see this back piece is showing parts of the one that's down in the top loading pages. And so I think it's just wonderful. It'll get me a lot done in a short period of time. Now there is something else I do want to show you. Um, just because we have got some other new things out, and this is called the Photo Sleeve Variety Pack, which it has 6 of each of these 3 sizes. I'm going to show them to you. Of course, this is the Peekaboo pockets that I used, and they are 6 by 12. They are $10 a pack. And this now has a white strip instead of that clear one. You could never find where that started and ended and all that. This just peels right off. You just be able to put it right down. It's wonderful. And it's good to add another page, even if you wanted to just do the one page in it. However, now, because of these, look at this. This is a 6 by 12. You got 3 pockets that you have together, and this has got our jeeping. It's got our little hooks. Why can't I think of that always? But anyway, it's got our little attachments where you just put them through the strips, the straps in the album, and they're hinge straps. And so then you're able to just put that on the side. Now so they've changed the name of our multi-pocket sleeve that we used to have, and they're calling them all photo sleeves. And this is a photo sleeve 3. This is a photo sleeve 4, which is 4 vertical, both sides. That would be 8. This is a photo sleeve 6, which has 6 by 4 and 4 by 4s. And then you can do the same on the back. They just slide in. And so how appropriate is that? And then, and so these are the 3 that comes in this set. And you get 6 of each one of these. It is a great way to try these and to add to, and say that you got a birthday party, but you had 3 or 4 or 6 pictures, 5 pictures that you wanted to add. They were happen to be all vertical or all horizontal. You can put those right in between 2 of your pages. You got a page over here, you got a page over here, and these 2 can be extras. And you can put a journal box in here if you want to. You could put one of our 4x6 mats in there. So how wonderful. And if you've got all vertical, then use this one. If you've taken some off of Instagram of your grandkids or kids at school or whatever, and there you can do 4x4s and you got 6x4s. So this is great, but I also wanted to show you this one here is our photo sleeve 5 now. And this is 3 horizontal, 2 vertical on the same page. And so these come 12 in a pack, and that's the way they come. And so they are separate. These you can buy, each of these separate. If you only wanted the 3, you can buy a whole pack of 12 of these. And the same thing here is this is a pack of 12, and this one would be a pack of 12. However, if you want to buy them in this bundle is $40. You get 6 of each of these. And so that is a ton of pictures that you can put in these and and say you cut your picture down and it didn't fit. Well, these can be your mats. These are all photo safe. These are able to be used later for other things. If you needed just a little white piece to punch out something, you can use it. It's all buffered and it's good cardstock. So anyway, I wanted to show you those, and these average out from this bundle at about $2 a piece. So you have 18 and it's $40. So I forget what it is, because this one is $24 for 12 of these. I forget. I think this one's 26. I believe this one's 28, because every time you go up a size, and I believe these are 34, I think. But so anyway. Just letting you know that this is another option. So I had one more thing that I did want to cover real quick. And so I'm going to go back to my camera because I think that we can just do it from there. Also, I wanted to let you know that as of this last Monday, they have a new website. And we also, for our joint offer, for anybody that's interested in becoming an advisor, if you want to do that, I'd love you to join my team. And but if you have an advisor that you already support and you want to become an advisor, talk to them. But I would definitely give you support. It costs $49 to join. I have this all kind of laid out in my little graphic and my wording. And so, but right now, and you immediately get $50 back to use on your first order. So I tell people if they've signed in and to their page or their customer page, and then they decide to join and they go through the steps, to just come out of that, refresh that page, wait a few minutes so that your $50 shows up in an email and your achievements will show up, because now you have a choice of 4 gifts. That's right, 4 gifts. And so you had the large pod tote that will hold 2 of the big, it'll hold our cardstock, it'll hold several different things. And, as far as being 12 by 12, and it's got a zipper lid. Matter of fact, I have it back here with all these other project folders. I don't have it where I can close the lid, but that's what I use right here on my table. So I've got current projects in there. They also have the project tote. We've had that in the past, and both of those are in rainbow dot. The project tote, it's a pretty big bag. You can put an album, you can put a project folder with all your cardstock and your collection in it. You can stick a tape runner down in there. It's got a place to put your keys. If you just want to put your keys, it's got a pocket for your phone if you just want to carry your phone and keys in. So very convenient. Then another one we have is the Crop Crew Tote, which is kind of like a Earth Fair, um, Trader Joe's big tote, canvas tote, really, and it just says Crop Crew on the outside of it. But also, you get a ball cap. And it says Scrappy Cap, and it just says Scrappy across it, but it's a cap. And so, for some people that have long hair, they like to do it and put their ponytail through it, and it keeps lets them focused. Then we have this other new one that has come out, and I want to show you that because that is called the Craft Caddy. It's still in the rainbow dots. It'll hold your personal trimmer. It'll hold some of your custom cutting system. It'll hold some punches. It'll hold your big, you know, tape runner, the jumbo tape runner. So it's great for that, and it's just perfect. I know that by the looks of the size, it will hold your scrap journal. It would hold extra things that you want to put in your scrap journal. And so if you're just working on that, that's all you need to take with you. So I thought it was worth mentioning. And so it's totally up to you if you join. I appreciate it. Whoever can do that, and but it doesn't. It's what do I say? I enjoy you as a customer. I enjoy you watching my YouTube videos, and so like I said, just let me know if you want to be a part of this team. I think we have a great team and a great upline, and so it's wonderful. So, and it's a way for you to make a little bit of income. So you got some commission coming in on what you're already buying, and then you can turn around and share it with others. And so that's a great way to do that. So, but there's other perks that we have too. So I think that was pretty much all I wanted to cover in this session. And so but I wanted to let you know that if you want to have a class on how to do the Peekaboo Pockets or the Cascading Pages, please reach out to me. I can do a private Zoom with you, especially for my customers or people that are very interested. And not only that, if you are a customer of mine, then I can probably copy that index sheet that just gives you all those kind of instructions of which one to use for what kind of layout you're wanting to do. And so they run out of that booklet. So anyway, I'm just trying to make things available. I won't just give it to anyone. You have to be a customer of mine or have said, I want to order some of those things because I want you to teach me how to do that. So let me know how I could help you. And I appreciate it so very much. And so be watching for some other YouTube videos. And so we've had so much going on. We do have, like I said, we do have a new website. And so I want to be sure that you all know how to use it. And so, but whenever, if you as a customer, you should have gotten an email from Creative Memories. And there's 2 or 3 things that you'll need to do. And one thing, they have a link down below the creativememories.com, but a longer link that will have your email and a link. You click on that link and it's going to take you to the new website for you to set up a new password. And so if your password has a capital letter, lowercase, a number, and a special character, and it is at least 8 characters long, then you can use that password. And so, and at that point, you'll get a confirmation that you may have to have a code to go in. If it says to reset, just be sure you go ahead and do all of that. And then, if you have ordered from me before, it should be able to, if you put something in your cart and just act like you're checking out. Don't have to check out, just act like you're checking out and see if it says you are shopping with Connie Skaggs, because that's what it should say. And if it's not, I need you to let me know. So, but anyway, I appreciate it so very much. It's just like every other new uh, direct marketing that you might sign up for, need to order. There's just certain things that you have to do. And so, and if it says something about you're shopping with Shopify, that's okay, because that's kind of who's running our um, things in the background as far as a shopping link. I'll put it that way, even though it's all with Creative Memories and stuff, and you really don't see that on there too much. But there are certain things that we had to jump through hoops to do. And it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but let me tell you some things that it does. Your search bar is great because I could put in there that I wanted to check out um, anniversary or birthday. It'll bring up everything that they think would fall in that category. If I went over to albums and I wanted to sort by color, or I wanted to say all things and I wanted to sort by color and say I wanted to put in green, it will show me everything they have that's green. Sticker, um, paper, embellishments, uh, mats, album covers, all sizes if they have them in that. Uh, I tried a couple of those things out. It was great. Our wish list is up and working, and your wish list you can put in, and you can have different titles for your wish list. So, say you've got a granddaughter that you know has liked some of the smaller things that you've enjoyed, and so you've taught her some how to say journal or scrapbook or whatever, and you've got some things, and you want to say that that's you know, so and so's wish list. You can make that one. You can make you a wish list. You can make other ones a wish list. You can email those then to other people or email them to me so that I know that they're there. And so, there's just some things that are else. Sometimes your wish list means I don't want to forget to order that later because it wasn't in the budget this week. And so there's ways to do that. And so I wanted to just kind of preface, please give us a little bit of time. It is anything that's new can be frustrating. I apparently lost a report that I end up downloading every year and it didn't all load. And so there's something wrong there. So, but it's gone. There's no way for me to backtrack it now. We were warned about that. We were warned that our wish list would be gone. So if you had one in there, our photos will not be able to be there, or spines for now. They will come back, but it's going to be later in June, probably late June, I think. And so they're expecting 3 months here for us to get everything up to par and what's working the best. And so there are frequently asked questions. And so please check those first if you have questions. Yes, you can ask me, but I'm not the tech guru. And so they have many videos that will show those things. So I hope that helps today. I hope you don't get intimidated by our site. You still can use my same URL that I've always used. And so I have that in my description on my YouTube channel. And so, but you will have to sign in fresh as a customer. So I appreciate it. And thank you so much. And we will see you next time. Bye.